This is James Lutton for Round 8 Boxing, always sponsored by Upton Clan Builders, and I'm delighted to be joined with Cruiserweight sensation Craig Parker. Craig, how are you, mate?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for joining me today. A great record you hold at the moment, 21 and 0, 20 knockouts. What drives you to maintain that level of intensity in every fight, and how do you mentally prepare for the finish each time?
I just try to do the best I could. I go out there mentally to know that I don't want to come. I don't want to go back to where I come from. And I got a lot of people, a lot of kids, and people around me that I aspire, and I go out there to put everything on the line. Dedicate myself in and out the ring to show leadership. So what give me the drive is to be great.
Talk to me about where you come from. You say that you don't want to go back to where you come from. What was it like for you growing up?
Well, growing up was a really, tough place for me in poverty and living in certain type of situation that I know that I won't want nobody to be in, and I don't want to go back to that place, and I just want to go back to the community and let them know that like, whatever situation that you be in life, if you work hard, dedicate, it's a struggle, but if you get through it, you can become something in life.
Is there any one particular moment that you would say defined who Craig Parker is today?
Greg Parker is a great man, a godly man, a guy that put everything on the line when he stepped in the ring and put everything and show leadership. A man that you know try a man that go out there and be all he can be at all times. And always have respect for myself and others, and all around just amazing guy.
I mentioned your record a moment ago, 21 and 0, 20 stoppages. It's only your last fight that went the distance. Before that, I believe all your fights didn't go past the second round. How do you balance the physical demands of being a knockout artist, but also with the strategic, technical side of boxing, especially against those opponents who are trying to survive rather than engage like in your last fight?
Well, when we in the gym, we plan for everything because you don't know what type of situation you're gonna get in. But it doesn't matter, if it go to distance or if I get the knockout. I'm not looking for the knockout, but I'm looking for if a person hurt, I'm looking to take them out. But I'm always really, focused in on my opponent. I know that I'm 100% prepared when I walk into the ring. So, I just go in there and knowing that with everything that I learned, just put it to the test.
You mentioned you don't look for the knockout, but if it's there, you will take it. It's almost like a shark smelling blood in the waters. What is that moment for you in the ring when you identify that somebody is close to being out and you pounce? What goes through your head at that moment?
Us getting them out, putting everything on the line, finishing them up, letting my hands go, throwing combination, you know, um, but always cautious that he can come back with something too. Always cautious. So I'm never in there just getting it out. I'm making my combinations very short and compactable. So every time I'm hitting him with shots, I know he's feeling it. So but I'm always aware that he might could throw something back too. So, but when I know that he hurt, I'm coming after him.
Talk to me about your faith. What role has faith played in your career, and how has it influenced the way you train and fight?
Oh, faith is a big thing for me. I'm a very godly man. You know, um, you have your ups and downs through life, but you never know. You always know that God with you through everything. He don't put you in a position that He know you can't get out of. And I know that, sometimes we end up getting away from it because we have so much going on. But me, I always stay truthful to God because I always know He's there with me. And this is His plan for my life. Like they say, your life is already written. So every struggle, your ups and downs, the good moments, the great moments, the teary moments, whatever you're going through, God is always there at every moment. So for me, as growing up, I was never a child that went to church or had a family that take you to church and learn about God. I learned about God on my way up of being a better man than I am today. I learned about faith. So I was never, I didn't come from a faith home, but I learned through my journey. And I couldn't understand because sometimes when I was so didn't figure out like what was going on, and then something just amazing to happen right afterwards, and so many great things that happened in my life and through my journey. And I just said it's all God's plan. So that's why I named my team God's Plan, and I'm always focused on my foundation in the future of living God's plan, and that's just giving back to others, even if it's a testimony, any type of way I can help and give back to people and showing gratitude.
You say it's all God's plan for you, Craig, as a rising cruiserweight. What are your long-term goals and how do you envision your path to get there?
My long time goal is just stay focused, dedicated, and stay hungry. I don't care until I'm ready to let it go. I'm gonna stay hungry. But my long time goal is becoming a champion in all belts, um, become undisputed, and one day have my name on Mount Rushmore. And I know when I made it, and when a kid walk up to me and he said, "I want to be just like you," and then I know that I did what I was supposed to do.
Do you have any frustrations with your record is almost perfect, 21 and 0, 20 knockouts. It's an unbelievable record out there in the cruiserweight division. Are you a little bit frustrated that you've not got an opportunity yet bigger than the ones that have come along already?
Right, and I'm waiting on them opportunity to come. That's why being at the WBO convention this weekend, it was amazing. I shook hands with so many great, amazing people. Being an NBA champion from my last fight, NBA champion, just the belt is beautiful. I'm gonna show you a beautiful belt. But plenty of more of them to come. I work hard, and I just stay focused. And a lot, like you said, is the opportunity gonna come? Yeah, you can't duck and dodge for that long. And I'm not saying anybody ducking and dodging, but I'm just saying that when the opportunity come, I'll be well prepared. Me and my team, we're gonna do whatever it takes to go in there that night and be victorious.
You've got your title there that you've just shown me. Obviously, it's not the world titles that's coming, but how does it feel to be a champion, to have a belt around your waist?
It feel good. It feel good. It started off. I'm gonna go to when I was a little kid. A kid that come from poverty, hard times, and never. I didn't know what I'd be in life as a kid. I used to get bullied and picked on. But one time I ran this race, and it looked like I was loser because it looked like everybody was passing me up. But at the end, they said first place, Craig, and I looked around. I'm like, people passed me up like 4 or 5 times. But the only thing I knew, they probably passed me up because they was already behind me. I just never stopped running when I took off. And when they said my name, I was surprised. And it was just like I always had deep inside me, if I want to do anything, I can't focus on what's behind me. I just gotta stay what's in front of me. And I just kept that motivation because I always wanted to be something in life. And this belt mean a lot to me because I know it's just always remind me of I'm just staying focused. I put in the work. I was victorious that night, and I'm just grateful and very blessed.
Obviously, in this day and age, it's all social media, there's influencer boxing, and you've been quite vocal about Jake Paul in the past. How do you view the business side of boxing in terms of, promotions, rankings, matchmakings, and do you feel it has an impact on fighters like yourself who has taken the traditional route?
Um, it, it's sometimes it's a you really can it's business. At the end of the day, it's business. And it's like you really can't do. You just got to follow your path. Influence fighters they is bringing different eyes to the sport, so you have to respect that. They is bringing different eyes to the sport, and what Jake Paul doing with the women's boxing and being a promoter and what he doing for himself. That's his path, and I'm just focused on Craig's path. And I guess if you get sidetracked on what someone else doing, you're gonna probably be in somebody else's lane and cause an accident. So I'm just focused on what I need to do and and the goals I want to meet in life, and I'm just focused on that.
Would you like Craig's path to cross with Jake's path and fight Jake Paul one day?
like I say, if that's what God got planned, but if God don't got planned, but it's whatever God got planned for that. And but my path is just to become undisputed world champion and been in there with the best. If Jake Paul be one of them guys that's in that in that path to mine, and we face off, it's going to be a hell of a night.
Who in your life has been the most underrated influence on your career? And what is one lesson they taught you that still holds true today?
Um, Elijah Thomas, he passed away. He passed away at 92 years old. He was my custom model to what Tyson custom model. He was my custom model. He was 92, but I met him when he was 87, and he didn't have no fighters at the time. He was just done with boxing all around, and he just was a guy that always just talked to me and just always kept me motivated. And it was sometimes people would be like, "Oh, what did you think about Craig fighting so?" And he'd be like, "Oh, ain't nobody gonna beat Craig." He just had a faith in me. Sometimes I have to look at him like, I believe in myself, but this man believed me to the fullest. And that type of feeling, someone giving you to become that hero you always look for. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you'll look over there at him, and you just want to the dream to just come true for him. You'll be like, man, I want you to see the dream come true. And he inspired me. And one time I was sparring, and I said, man, it was a good guy. He was a good. And he said, come here, don't pray for peace. You gotta pray for victory. And I went in there, and I just felt good. And he always lifted me. He always lifted me. Always sat down and talked to me. At moments I could just be nodding off. He'd be like, you know what? You're gonna meet many people around the world, and you're gonna become something great because your attitude and just your demeanor. And it was just he was just an amazing guy. He no longer here, but one thing I can say it was he meant everything to me, everything. And I know he's looking down on me and seeing all the achievement that um, I'm doing, all the things I'm overcoming and all the achievements I'm making. And I know he's very proud of me, and I'm gonna keep on making him proud.
Do you still feel his presence and his spirit with you in the gym or in the ring?
He's present with me all the time, even when I'm driving down the street or even when I'm walking and running. I know he's just looking, and he always counts on me to do very well, and I'm not gonna disappoint him in no type of way.
Craig, if you could step into the ring tomorrow with any opponent, past or present, who would you pick and why?
Joe Frazier, because he's my idol, and he's something I know that he gonna come to have war. And I just think me sharing the ring with him, and just like Muhammad Ali said, he beat me, so he got to be one of the greatest. So I would just like to share the ring with my idol, Joe Frazier, because I know he coming to bring smoke, and I'm coming to bring smoke as well. So it will be a great opportunity to be in the ring with Joe Frazier, my favorite.
What a fantastic left hook Joe Frazier had as well. Why was he your idol? Why Joe Frazier?
Joe Frazier was my idol because it just his demeanor. He was very like humble. Um, he had a good heart, but I hear about it. He helped out a lot of people, and he just went in the ring and he didn't take nothing from nobody. He came in the ring. He came to fight. He go to war, and there's many more people that I love and idolize as Mike Tyson and Roy Jones and a lot of great people. But you said one person, and it'll been Joe Frazier because I know Joe Frazier would have gave me his all, and that's what a champion wants. A champion want to know at the end of the day, did you give me your all? And Joe Frazier would have gave me that.
Absolutely. Outside of the ring, away from the gym, what are your passions or interests that fans might not know about yourself?
It's helping people, being there when you need me. I always want to be an impact on kids, be an impact on lifting someone up. Just be a true champion. be a people champ. I always like to, you know, laugh and joke and, listen. I like to listen and observe about different things because I like learning. Because I figured the more you can learn, the more you can see the world as not just you know, something small. You can look at it at a wider view. So, what people need to know about me that I'm just an amazing human being, and I'm blessed to be this amazing human being.
What are your hobbies? What keeps you balanced in such an intense lifestyle of being a professional boxer? What keeps you balanced and keeps you calm away from the ring and the intensity?
Um, I'm always studying boxing. I guess I'm always on YouTube or something studying boxing. But I like to do different things like play basketball, run, pickleball. Been something that I'm learning and it's been very fun. And I'm an outgoing type of person, so I'm a very athletic type of person. So I just like to be around all different kind of sports. But I'm just a guy that's just always looking to learn something. So if it's art, if it's music, I like to cook sometimes. So I like to just be a guy to explore many things. So I guess if people want to know about me, just know Craig is not afraid to learn different things.
You mentioned you like to play basketball in your spare time there. I mentioned, or I asked you who was your boxing idol. You said Joe Frazier. Do you have an NBA idol? Is there anybody that you looked up to in a different sport that you could take things away from their mentality, maybe?
Um, I always liked the Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was a guy I consider myself like, guys like Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, type of guys like that to get to know me because I'm a very, humble and quiet type of person. But to get to know me, and when you get to know me, you'll say, oh no, Craig is more open and thoughtful. But my mind is always just, on the go of whatever I'm trying to do. But I can believe Tim Duncan. I really liked Tim Duncan. He always came into the game. He did what needs to do to win the game, and he just always, listen. So if I can say a person that I can relate myself to in basketball, it'd be Tim Duncan.
And just finally, Craig, let's say this time next year, 12 months time, looking back on the next 12 months that you're going to have, what do you want to be able to say you've achieved?
Well, I want to say that I achieved another belt. I achieved to be one of the top 10 rated, the top 10 guys all across the board in the WBA, WBC, and IBF or WBO and all them divisions. I mean, I would just like to have the opportunity of more people knowing who Craig Parker is and knowing that I come and represent boxing and not just becoming world champion, but becoming a people champ. In and out of the ring, how I conduct myself, I will always represent not just myself, but others that come and watch me. And, it will be open for not just adults to see, it'll be open for kids to see, because one thing they're going to understand, listen, in life, it's going to take hard work, it's going to take dedication, it's going to be some struggles, but you'll get through it.
Absolutely. Craig, thank you very much for your time. It's been a real pleasure getting to know Craig Parker. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.